Soccer 605, and we are blessed to have the opportunity to visit with Jonathan Meersman, who is the USU Soccer Region 2 referee administrator, also a national instructor for US Soccer, and a member of the National Referee Committee, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Just appointed this year, 2014, to the US Soccer Referee Committee.
Wow, you've fill a lot of roles and have a lot of important tasks, Jonathan. Tell us a little bit about, first off, what does it mean to be on the National Referee Committee?
Well, the referee committee, we meet twice a year, and a group of individuals from all over the country. We talk about policies and procedures for U.S. soccer, training materials. One of the most important tasks is identifying and selecting referees that are going to work on the FIFA panel. They'll be nominated to the FIFA panel. That then gets approved by U.S. Soccer's board of directors.
So tell us a little bit now, too, about what do you do as a national instructor? What does it mean?
So as a national instructor, one of my biggest responsibilities, at least based on my experience, I'm a college professor by day, so I work with the state instructor courses. That's what I've been doing the past couple of years. We've really changed the focus in how we're training instructors. Rather than a lot of theory and memorizing terminology, we're working with a lot of practical application for instructors. So we're teaching instructors how to teach soccer referees, as opposed to giving them a master's level course in a weekend. We're actually giving them practical experience to train referees. We've been focusing quite a bit on that.
Yeah, there are some changes coming down about how that's all being done, and we're hearing some really positive thoughts about the new instruction.
Well, great, thank you. I mean, that's definitely been something that I've taken a great deal of pride in and spent a lot of time working on. I was involved behind the scenes with the grade 8 referee training course, and the focus there is training referees to work the competitive youth games. So we've taken the material and looked at it and removed the things that we didn't need to cover that were specific to the international level of play, and realized that we're training primarily youth to referee youth games. So the focus has really changed, and I've been very excited about a lot of those changes.
Well, and now you're here in Sioux Falls. We're right here on the corner of 41st and Western, right by Yankton Trail Park, and you're here in Sioux Falls as part of your role as Region 2 referee administrator, evaluating facilities for potential regionals, right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're taking a look at the facilities. Great soccer complex, 21 fields, all at the same place. That's exactly what we need to run the tournament and to ensure a smooth operation. So yeah, we're taking a look at the facilities, the community as a whole, and very excited about the facility here.
Oh, thanks. We're kind of proud of it too. We've got great facilities in South Dakota. Soccer is on the rise, and you probably have realized that because of your work with South Dakota referees at regionals.
That's correct. Over the past several years, South Dakota's really done a great job showing from themselves. We've sent a couple of referees to national events, National President's Cup, as well as the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships.
Well, and referee retention is something you talked about recently on a podcast or a video that you put up, and that's something that every soccer program has to think about: recruitment, retention of referees. What are some things that other states are doing that or being successful that we might look at in South Dakota?
I've seen a lot of states that are implementing mentoring programs, so working at the grassroots level with the new referees, not just sending them out to work games completely by themselves, but having some leaders out there. So having that leadership, having somebody that can stand behind them, watch them and work one-on-one with them. So a lot of mentoring programs, referees that perhaps go to the regional events such as the President's Cup or the regional championships, having them come back and work with that next group of referees. That's in other states has gone a long way.
Well, we're behind our referees, and obviously they're out there getting what they need to do for additional training, higher level games, and we're really looking forward to one day seeing a South Dakota referee in the World Cup. So tell us a little bit about how that happens. I know that we've got the Women's World Cup happening in Canada. We have one Region 2 referee that's refereeing there?
Well, we'll see. Margaret Tomka is a FIFA referee from Wisconsin, a Region 2 state, and she's on the short list for consideration.
Okay, so the list is a short list that's been sent out.
Correct. Okay. I'm not sure that list has actually been finalized and approved. They'll be working continuously over the next year or next 9 months or so to prove themselves.
Okay. So we've got about 4 years to get into the men's, and how many to get into the women's?
I'll be 5 years, correct? Yep.
So the referees that are chosen for those, How do they make the determination of who gets chosen to ref a World Cup? Not that we're looking for this to happen immediately.
Those choices are made by FIFA. Those referees are earmarked a long time in advance, and that's based on their performance working the highest level games within their country, within their federation or their confederation. CONCACAF is where the United States is located. So they're being scouted and seen many years in advance of any sort of World Cup selection.
Okay. Well, we just had to put you on the spot a little bit with that one, Jonathan. Now, before you go, and I know you've got some other things to see before you need to catch your flight and head back home, looking back, how did you get started in refereeing, and what's one of your most memorable moments as a referee?
Well, I actually started at the age of 14. Much like many kids, I started as a fun part-time job. Great way to make some money, make some cash, get a little exercise doing something I love to do. Obviously, I stuck with it. Refereed about 2,500 games in my career. Worked it in some of the professional leagues. One of my most memorable was actually working a professional indoor match. I was an assistant referee, and the two referees that worked on the floor, Brian Hall, who had recently been in the World Cup, and Rich Grady, who was a member of the FIFA panel for a long time. Just a tremendous experience to work with such high caliber officials. Actually, Rich Grady is now a member of the staff at the regional championships. He runs our assessment program for regional. So nice to see that continue, those relationships. And that's another thing that's just memorable about a lot of games over the years, but the friendships and the relationships that get established through refereeing. I've made some lifelong friends. I consider the referee program family, so just tremendous opportunities to meet a lot of great people.
Well, I know on our way back from one regionals, our younger son Connor was, I think, U14 or 15 at the time. We were commenting on how great the referees were. I think we were in Appleton at that time, and he said, yeah, they were so good I didn't want to disappoint them.
Oh, that's great. It's very neat to see at the regional championships. You know, each state within the region are identifying their top performing referees to send to the regional championships. So we've got a tremendous pool of talent that comes. We've got 216 referees that come to the event. They're working 2 games a day at the most, and a great opportunity for them to learn as well.
Yeah. What a great experience for everyone. Well, thank you so much for taking some time with us at Soccer 605. Jonathan Meersman, we hope to see you again soon, and for sure back here in 2017. We got our fingers crossed.
Sounds great. Thank you very much.